Episode 9. Listen to this if your job search is driving you crazy. This is Minute Mentor, quick tips for career success. I'm Erin Ahart, and I'm a career counselor for graduate students in the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences.
And I'm Dr. Paul Binkley, a career coach for undergraduates at the Columbian College. Welcome to Minute Mentor, your go-to podcast for essential career advice. In this series, we distill must-have career insights to help you be more successful as you explore who and what you want to be. Let's dive in and empower your career journey.
Last episode, we gave listeners 10 tips for navigating the current job market in spring 2025. We want to acknowledge that for a lot of you, the job search is driving you absolutely insane. And we hear you. We agree that it's a little nuts out there right now. But we want listeners to know that the current job market is not hopeless. This is not the time to give up at all.
If you haven't listened to last week's episode, I highly recommend that you check it out immediately after listening to today's episode. You will gain actionable tips and advice that Erin and I both think you should implement if you want to be more successful in today's job market. I think we should get right into today's topic. Erin, let's talk about why the current job market is not hopeless and why you don't need to panic, even if it feels like it.
Awesome. One of the reasons why I'm not hopeless is because, external circumstances aside, I believe in the generations who are currently job searching right now. Some of you listening may have graduated college when the market crashed in 2008. We all experienced the fear and uncertainty of COVID firsthand. The people who are job searching right now, we are resilient. We are problem solvers, strategic thinkers, and we have a limitless supply of knowledge and advice at our fingertips. What comes to mind for you, Paul?
I think that's exactly right, Erin. I also think that sometimes people are just tired of being resilient.
Yeah.
Besides COVID, which we have all experienced, we're each individually fighting our own battles that life throws at us. It's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
What I think about is that as frustrating as the job market might be right now, life ebbs and flows. We can all think about a time when a bad situation got better all of a sudden, or when we made a professional decision to face our challenges head on and take actions that improved our lives.
I absolutely love that, Paul. And I want to mention that if this is the first time you are struggling to find a job, it's probably a little scarier to you because you haven't gotten yourself out of this situation yet. But coming from people with experience, understand that you can and you will. But besides our little motivational speech, this job search is not hopeless and it's not the time to give up because of some concrete facts that exist about the job market in spring 2025.
You know, it's important to know that you may be struggling to get a job not just because of recent government layoffs, although that is certainly impacting the job market here in Washington, D.C. Today's job search is a broken system, and it has been for a while now. With the rise of AI and job search technology, job seekers are applying everywhere with the touch of a button. Hiring managers have hundreds, even thousands of candidates to choose from, which hurts both job seekers and the companies who are trying to find the best talent out there. My biggest advice? It pays to have an in.
And if I understand you correctly, I think you're talking about networking, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It pays to have a large network that you actively engage with. With each step of your career, you should be actively looking to connect with people and keep those connections alive by connecting with them on LinkedIn. Reach out when it makes sense and keep your network up to date on what you're doing professionally. This includes telling people when you're open to work and asking for advice and even a reference when you're interested in a position. One pro tip is that the more value you provide others throughout your entire career, the more others will want to help you in return.
That's great advice, and that perfectly relates to a tip we gave in our last episode. Look for positions at companies where your connections currently work.
Yes.
Another reason why you shouldn't give up on your job search just yet is because you have support. You do not have to do this alone. Utilize the GW community even if you're an alum, and schedule a coaching session with your designated career counselor. In tough times, our natural instinct is often to isolate ourselves, but that rarely helps.
Help us help you by reaching out via the email in the show notes below, ccis_careers@gwu.edu. But hang in there, because this episode isn't over yet. I often find that we can view external circumstances in one of two ways. We either adopt a woe is me mentality or a problem-solving mentality. If you find that you are just not having any luck finding work in a specific area, and you've met with a career counselor to make sure you're doing all of the right things, maybe consider making a pivot just for the time being.
Great point. And the word pivot seems to be the career buzzword at the moment. If you worked in person previously and can't find work in your geographic area, consider applying for remote positions as a short-term solution. If you previously worked for the federal government and still want to make an impact, consider state government and nonprofits. You may not want to hear this, but being flexible will open up a world of opportunities. If you have the option to change locations, you might want to consider moving for work. Don't take anything off the table.
And last thing, did I mention that there are so many jobs available right now? They might not be your first choice or the kinds of jobs you originally had in mind, but there are so many opportunities out there. You never know, you may end up in a job you never expected and absolutely love it. And that's all we have for today.
Keep listening for actionable steps you can take to make the career search process a breeze, or as easy as possible. We know you're feeling frustrated right now, but remember that nothing lasts forever. You will get through this and find a role that's perfect for you.
You can also check out our website at careerservices.columbian.gwu.edu or ask us a question by emailing ccas_careers@gwu.edu. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Minute Mentor. We hope you found our discussion insightful and actionable. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your peers. We look forward to bringing you more valuable career advice in our next episode. Stay tuned and keep striving for career success.